Alright, so yeah, the official One Piece chapter 1005 is out, and so now today we'll be doing the review after sitting, stirring, and thinking about it for a while. And there's so much. I wanted to make a kind of other video so that this review wouldn't be too long. Me talking about everything I'm excited about, all my thoughts. But I didn't manage. So here we are. We're gonna have this review, and I'm not sure how long it's gonna take, but stick with me. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know because you can see the video when it's up, but I really don't know. But yeah, for those of you who are willing to stick with me through this journey, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And like I said, this is One Piece chapter 1005 review, so if you're not at that point, then I really don't know why you're here. So anyway, first thing I want to talk about, guys, like, I feel like this shouldn't even be a discussion anymore, right? I'm just gonna say this, right? If you are upset, right, about Sanji, and you consider yourself a fan of Sanji, right? Let's say if you say you consider yourself a fan, or maybe not consider yourself a fan. Okay, if you consider yourself a fan of Sanji, right, and you are upset with this, then maybe you're just not really a fan of Sanji. I'm just gonna say it right now. You're not a fan. Like you can't be a fan of Sanji and be upset with this, right? Then you're not a fan of Sanji. You're just a fan of what you want Sanji to be. Like, you're not really a fan of what he actually is, right? You're just a fan of like your own imagination of how cool you want Sanji to look, right? And if you want that, just go to Zoro. Like, literally just transfer to being a Zoro fan. Like, because Zoro has the cool moments. Zoro doesn't get caught by girls like this. Like, if you really want that, just go be a Zoro fan. You don't have to be a Sanji fan. That's not... It doesn't have to happen, right? Zoro is not the one who gets slipped up like this. Zoro gets the awesome power-ups. Zoro does the workout. Zoro does, the cool looks here and there when he notices stuff. Zoro is the one who has these strong attacks. Zoro is the one who everyone respects and thinks he should become his own captain. Zoro is the one who, at the end of the day, is so loyal to his crewmates, even though he doesn't seem like he is at times, right? So, go to Zoro if that's what you want, right? Like, don't... But if you're mad at Sanji and, like, you've been mad at him for so long for the same reasons, are you really a fan? Right? And that's all I'm gonna say, because I mean, for the rest of you guys who don't consider yourself fans of Sanji and just don't like this part of him, that's fine. For the rest of you all who don't like Sanji to begin with, that's fine. But if you consider yourself a fan of Sanji and you're upset, then that's your problem. You're not a fan. If you're a fan of Sanji and this was fine for you, or you didn't mind it, you liked it, or whatever, that's great. Join the club. That's where I am. I'm on that side, right? Enjoying this part of Sanji. I didn't think this was bad for Sanji at all. I thought this was great for Sanji, right? The development from, where he used to be, talking about stuff like trusting his crewmates, looking at stuff where it's like, changing his kind of code where it's like the most integral parts of his character stay the same, in that he doesn't hit women, he won't risk their safety. And we'll get to that haki bit in a moment. But, changing the parts which don't quite make sense for him to keep because they hold no value. Saying that he won't run away from a fight and leave a lady there, like leaving Robin or something like that. He won't run away. That makes no sense, right? Especially when he can have the confidence in Robin to actually take care of this and leave it up to his crewmates and trust them the way they trust him with stuff, right? So leaving away the unnecessary bits, well, kind of like growing out, like some people would like, but you would notice if you were not like so concerned with like other stuff. But leaving parts that really don't help him and keeping the core stuff that are important to his character, that will help the crew as a whole, and that we can use to enjoy Sanji better. But yeah, another thing, right, like I just mentioned it just now, is about the haki, right? Some people talk about that and it's like, what's going on with the haki there? And Sanji not being able to use armament, or choosing not to use armament. And I think that's like, just, first of all, I think it's just a subconscious thing, right? Because it's, haki is will and everything, and Sanji, by his kind of code, his morals, his standards, whatever you want to call it, he doesn't injure, hurt women. He doesn't even risk it, right? And if there's any chance that he will risk it, his body will subconsciously refuse, right? Even if he doesn't want to, like, he will subconsciously hold himself back. And that, not too hard to think that affects his haki as well, where he kind of, as he says in the official, it's going soft. Like, his haki is getting weaker because he doesn't want to risk hurting Black Maria at all. right? Which should tell you that, I mean, since he used it on Big Mom and, he used the haki to block her, right? That Sanji could very easily take out Black Maria. I mean, as far as, strength, power, scaling, whatever, he could very easily, if his haki, defending himself with haki would injure her, right? Or risk injuring her. Like, Sanji could actually do it. No doubt. And not even like there was any doubt, but like he could do it easily. It wouldn't even be that great of a challenge, right? So, as far as that bit, I'm just going to stop with Sanji because there's still so much I want to talk about, right? And now, before we get into the whole Robin and Black Maria talk, I just want to mention a couple other things which I noticed, because in this Queen, there's a lot of chat of where is Queen. In this chapter, there's a lot of chat of where is Queen. And for me, I saw something which, I mean, at first I asked that question as well, but then I saw something which for me said a little bit like, what's going on there, right? So in this panel, right, I'm looking at it right now. There is a panel in the chapter. Let's see what page. I don't know if they have the page numbers at the bottom. So it's 1, 3, 5, 7, page 7. Right, if you look in page 7, there's panel of Marco fighting King, but it seems like something is being shot. Now, as far as I know, King does not shoot anything when he is fighting. So I'm going to assume that he's still with Queen there, and Queen is shooting from behind King, right? He's shooting people, and you can see people getting shot basically, in the background around here. And yeah, oh, is that a reindeer smile? Yo, guys, is that a reindeer smile? Chopper is your boy. A human with a reindeer smile. Reindeer devil fruit. And a reindeer with a human devil fruit. So, okay, now, but I think Queen is still here. I think it's still Marco versus King and Queen. Queen is kind of like backing King up as he goes against Marco until Queen gets his own matchup, because I feel like Queen is not the kind of guy who would like proactively seek out a 1v1. So I guess Oda's just saving it until then. And then, a serious Marco versus King can go down, and a Queen versus whoever can go down. But there is that bit, and then there is another small little bit in this chapter that I want to chat about, which is the Heart Pirates. Because once again, page before that, page 6, there is a page of Beppo. Now, in the chapter where they revealed CP0s here as well, there was a page showing the Heart Pirates, and I assume that was just another scene or random scene, but it seems they're in Onigashima, and I'm not sure how they got in there because they were still in the ship, very clearly in the ship when Onigashima started flying. So how they got into Onigashima from the submarine is still very unclear. Is there a way for people to just enter Onigashima now, even though it is flying in the air? Is that a technique from one of, someone on the Heart Pirates cruise? On the Heart Pirate crew, right? Can someone fly? Is there something that their ship does? Like, how did these guys enter Onigashima? And does that mean other people can do as well? Or will this be significant? I'm not really sure, right? And I want to say that, maybe it's just one of those things where Oda's just like, they somehow made it on. I feel like that's where we're really going to go with it. That they just somehow made it on this flying island, even though they were in a submarine. And none of these guys can really fly at all, right? But at the same time, a part of me wants to also believe that, there is somehow that they got on, and this may, be important in some way, right? This may be, leading to maybe another character getting on Onigashima, or who wasn't previously on Onigashima, who just appears, and maybe they came the same way the Heart Pirates did. But also does leave the question of where is the Straw Hat ship and where is the Heart Pirates submarine, right? I think it's called the Submerge or something like that, but like, where did that go? Like, where are those two ships right now? Because I assumed that, since Onigashima is flying, the Straw Hat ship would just be, kind of just there. And in order to just leave it from like being an open sea, the Heart Pirates would take it upon themselves to, procure their allies' ship. That's what I assumed would be the case. But they're here. Both ships, I have no idea what happened to them, because I find it really difficult to believe that they just managed to reach the mainland with both ships, jump into the sky, grab onto Onigashima, and start fighting. Like, that I find very hard to believe. So that is something that is not that major, but for me, it's a big question, right? It's almost like Neko and Inu fighting, where it's like it's a big issue, but it's not the main issue in Wano, right? Yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, let's also talk briefly about now I'm gonna run out of time, so let's talk about Nico Robin and Black Maria, right? Now Black Maria is crazy. Like everything about her, like for her, I think she went from, because I didn't think that highly of Alti in page 1 before, but she probably went from my second favorite Tobiropo after Who's Who to my favorite currently, right? Hands down, second favorite after Who's Who. Now she's 100% my favorite Tobiropo, and I just want to see more. I really just want to see more, right? From the fact that she was introduced as this kind of seductress person, right? You know, they even mentioned that she has her brothels on the island, and this is her, and you know, she runs that kind of place, right? To the fact that, you know, when their mission was sent out to, you know, get Yamato, she decided to chill and get cozy with Kaido, who didn't care. He probably knows that she likes to charm men, and he probably wasn't fazed at all. He's like, just another day with Black Maria, trying her antics again. Makes me really, you know, enjoy the Beast Pirates and their dynamic and all the characters on it. Kind of more diverse, like the Straw Hats. More diverse than Big Mom Pirates, who's all like Big Mom this, Big Mom that, right? More interesting characters with their own stuff going on. But, you know, and then we get this whole thingy where she has, you know, her ladies in her squad who are also kind of like snakes and spiders, and then you've got, you know, the men who she's kind of like tempted, and they're all just kind of dazed. Even the way they say they can't live without her or insinuate that is really crazy, like proving kind of like her seductress powers. I don't know if it's an actual ability that she has, or if she's just really that great with her technique, right? But kind of, you know, spinning off that into, you know, her fighting form at the end of this chapter, where she has what I recently learned was a one Yudo. I keep saying one Yuda. It's either one Yuda or one Yudo. Let me check this real quick. One Yudo. Oh, it's an O at the end. I keep saying the wrong one. One Yudo. And I guess that's just like the name of what that flaming wheel with the face on it is. And that is once again another classic yokai from Japanese mythology, and its job is quite fitting for this fight. I will say its job is basically to how do I explain this, right, in the context of this, right? So from what I searched up and what I can remember right now, its job as the person whose face is there, you know, their job is to kind of like in this life is to go back to Earth and drag down, you know, evil people, and kind of like in a kind of like repentance kind of thing, and they take them to hell, and then they come back and they kind of like, you know, make up for their bad deeds by dragging down other evil people, which makes sense when, you know, Black Maria is fighting the demon child, right? That she's using a yokai which is used to drag other evil and demonic people to hell, right? So I guess that's great in that fashion, and I really like it there. But there is something else here which did talk about the pain thing, right? So I was mentioning the link between the guys who were kind of like all, you know, possessed with not possessed, but like taken by Black Maria and her beauty, and how they are kind of a bit maybe linked to whatever this is that Black Maria is holding. I don't know if it's a weapon that she got from somewhere else, or if it's part of her ability to make that. But I think that somehow I feel like the link is in the fact that those guys seemed quite happy with Black Maria. They seemed quite, you know, so in love with Black Maria, even though they were tied up, and it seems beaten up as well, right? And a classic kind of characteristic of this one Yudo weapon or one Yudo yokai is that it enjoys pleasure, like from pain, right? It's very sadistic in its nature, right? Which probably seems a bit like these guys. So is that an ability that, you know, is that an effect of her having that weapon, right, when she uses it on men or something like that, or even on women as well? But I guess she just likes men because that's just her preference, really. But possibly an effect of it. But bit more about Black Maria is that she's got this tattoo on her back that says, danger of women. I think the official says women trouble, right? So she's trouble in more ways than one, right? Not only is she a seductress, but it seems she also has crazy ability. Because I thought that when I saw her, with the webs, she'd be laid back, didn't really do anything, very relaxed, just kind of like webs here, webs there. Kind of like how we've seen Robin till now, where it's kind of like, oh, just a hand appears here, slaps, or hand appears there, choke, or hand appears here, grab something. But, it seems now, Black Maria is like actually going to go head to head, which makes me think that Robin is about to do the same thing from, just the comparison between the characters, right? That Robin's not just going to be like, it's not going to be a Robin versus Yama, because people talk about Robin versus Yama and Skypiea, and I didn't really consider that a fight. Maybe it's just me, but that didn't really feel like a fight. It just felt like Robin was dodging him until they left the ruins, and then she just kind of tossed him away. That was it. That was basically it. So this is, for me, Robin's first fight, proper fight as a Straw Hat, and I want to see how this goes. Now, I'm not saying that Robin has to fight the exact same way that Luffy or Zoro does, but still, I want to see a bit more than roll the bad guy away into a crevice? No, a crack in the earth, right? I want to see a bit more than just that. And I feel like against Black Maria and everything that she's showing, I think we can expect that, right? Also, the fact that Brook is here as a help. Now, definitely, quick note, as far as like the scales of power, I would liken the Toby Roppo to people like Oven and kind of Daifuku and Big Mom's crew, probably a Perospero as well, but Perospero is weird as well. But I'd liken them to those characters on Big Mom's crew. And Brook already went, for a while with Oven. We don't know how long it was, but for a while with Oven. And so I feel like Brook being here to just clean up like the little girls it's a bit too much, like too much strength, because Brook is too strong for that. So I imagine that Black Maria may be more than Robin can handle, and Brook will need to actually, full on help her, but not outshine her at the same time. So I can't wait to see what Black Maria has to offer, but at the same time, I want to see what Robin has to offer by ways of not actually just, disappearing or kind of like getting information, actually head-to-head, hand-to-hand combat, or, I don't know, Hana no Mi to, what is this? Rosa Miguel? Yeah, Rosa Miguel? Is that it? I want to see what, how this will go down, because of all the matchups right now, I'm loving this one the most. Robin, who has never had an actual fight. Black Maria, who is my favorite Toby Roppo without doubt. And that is before we even consider the way she just looks physically, right? Just before we even consider that, I'm already loving her character. But let's kind of like wrap this video up, talk about a couple other things. One, we'll talk about the cyborgs, which seems to me like I'm just gonna wait right now. Before, I thought it was some kind of weird technology or devil fruit or smile thing. Then I thought it was a devil fruit, which made no sense because Bao Huang has a smile, flying squirrel. But now I'm back on the fact that it's weird technology in the Grand Line, because I kind of likened it before in a couple chapters ago in one of my reviewer reactions that, we already have paper which can tell your life. It's not too weird to think that we have paper that acts as a surveillance system and speakers, right? Grand Line is full of weird technology. Vivre cards, tuned-out cyborgs with eyes on them. I'm not going to question it. I feel like it's just technology, and that, it's kind of like, it's limited technology though, right? So it's only like, one animal cyborg which runs around. It's controlled by probably one person, and they kind of like probably transmit to one tower, which kind of like transmits the message to the whole thing. So kind of like the little snail, transponder snails that we've been seeing, but now with like New World technology instead of transponder snails, right? Something like that. I'm not quite sure fully what the point of them is. Maybe it's different from the transponder snails in that they can actually run around the whole Onigashima. They don't stay in one place. Kind of like the snails in Big Mom's territory. The fact that they have their patterns in which they move around Totland to survey anyone who enters, leaves, or moves around in Totland. This is kind of equivalent of that. And it will be interesting to see what the relevance of these characters are. Are they is there going to be a moment where it's important for someone to shout someone across Onigashima? Something across Onigashima or not? I don't know. But kind of to the people who realize this or explain this to us in Yamato, Shinobu, and Momo, Yamato is on the move, right? And although it seems like Sanji and Jack's going to be the matchup and Jack going to go down, I still want to see a, maybe not exact fight, but Jack and Yamato, you know, confrontation. I don't know if I should say confrontation, meeting, discussion, talk, you know, something. I want to get something there because, I mean, if you don't know already, go watch my video on it. I made a video talking about, you know, why it's important, but I still want to get something there. And Yamato's on the move again. We don't know where she's going or what her role will really be in the next couple of chapters, but I would really like to get some of that. And of course, I cannot deny wanting to see some Jack versus Sanji. But yeah, again, guys, this review has gone longer than usual. I knew it would. That's why I wanted to make another video, but I couldn't. So yeah, let me know everything you thought down in the description below. As always, guys, if you like the video, if you like the video, subscribe if you want more content like this. If you know someone needs to hear the truth, please share this video with them. If you have time, watch one more of my other videos. If not, thank you for watching this video all the way to the end, guys. This is King KZ, and I'll see you in the next one.